Welcome.
Oh, thank you very much for having me. Looking forward to answer some questions for you.
Well, yeah, I mean, you're with WattsUp Solar. You've been in the industry for quite a long time. So tell us a little bit about the history of WattsUp, and you're here in Nova Scotia, right?
Yeah. So we're locally owned and operated. The company was started in 2014, so back before any rebates or anything like that. It was founded by my father and my brother. And I joined the company in 2019,
Right.
and to help them out. So
That's awesome. Well, that's great. And you're here today. You're here to do a lot of networking and get caught up.
it's a fun event. We've been coming to this since it was a few guys in a pub. So it's completely different now than it was in a few years ago.
Right. I know, right? And that's the other thing. Like, you've seen the industry grow. How has it grown from when you first got involved to now?
So when I first got involved, there was still there were still questions about does solar work. I mean, my dad and my brother tell me stories that when they first started, people would ask, can you put a solar panel in my backyard just so I can see it working?
Oh, that's funny.
And it's like, well, I
can't. Yeah.
But the trust in solar as a technology has increased massively. The biggest change for the industry was probably in 2018 with the introduction of the Efficiency Nova Scotia Solar Homes Rebate.
Right.
In 2018, it was $10,000 on a typical size system, which is quite a big benefit.
That's about the time when we got solar installed at our home. So it was a good program.
Yeah. And that program has been massively successful. And for the most part, there's quite a lot of rebate pass through to the customer as well.
Right.
I think someone even did a thesis on that.
Really?
Yes.
That's
awesome. I can't remember the guy's name now, but he did a thesis on the rebate pass through, and they used our online advertised pricing to prove that. So before the introduction of the rebate and afterwards, he says, I can confirm that there is a rebate pass-through with this.
Right.
And it's going to the end user like it's supposed to.
Yeah.
And things have been going like that ever since.
So with the trends, we talked a little bit about that. So with your company, WattsUp, do you do residential or commercial? Do you focus on more than one than the other?
We do primarily residential.
Yeah.
We've done a few 100 kilowatt AC systems, which was the previous limit under legacy net metering.
Yeah.
But the vast majority of our systems are residential in the 10 kilowatt AC range.
Right. So what do you find, like, in the future? What do you find in the technology? It's getting better all the time.
There are significant improvements in the technology.
How so? Whereabouts?
Well, monitoring, for instance. So monitoring is something that's very important for residential customers because you need it if you don't want to become an expert on solar power.
Yeah.
So monitoring is one. You are now able to monitor both the production and the consumption in the house. There's new rules around power control systems, which is going to allow for larger residential installations without doing extra electrical work like dual lug meter bases or breaker panel swaps. So some barriers for solar, especially in residential systems, are being removed by technology.
Really? Well, speaking of technology, earlier we were talking to someone in the battery storage arena. What are your thoughts on battery storage and solar?
So I feel that solar, a lot of people view solar as a long-term investment. It takes about 10 to 12 years to produce enough power to pay for itself.
Right.
All the equipment's typically warranted for 25 years, so it should pay for itself at least 2.5 times over its warranted lifespan.
Right.
So that's an investment perspective. But there's also another perspective, which is energy independence. So I'll say this right now. Currently, any money that you spend on having power during an outage isn't money that you're going to get back. It's a very expensive luxury item.
Right.
But that is also changing very soon as well. There's a few very interesting programs that have been launched. One of them is the EcoShift program, or Virtual Power Plant program. The idea being that Nova Scotia Power would like to have access to a network of batteries that we
Right.
can pull on during demand response events. The pilot of this program has just launched, and I've signed up for it myself with my battery system.
Great.
WattsUp Solar does do quite a lot of battery systems.
Right.
Comparatively, we're up to over 200 kilowatt hours of storage in the province, and there's not that many altogether.
Right. And it pretty much takes the excess energy that you're producing and it goes back into the grid from the battery?
So these demand response events are windows between 1 and 4 hours where it would be nice to have access to battery power.
Right.
Now the batteries are normally waiting for a power outage, and they don't do anything the rest of the time. So these are great ways for you to sort of, sell some of your battery power to Nova Scotia Power at peak times,
Right.
and you'll receive an annual check for it. It's still a bit unknown at the moment, but according to the program guidelines I've been given, my battery bank should be worth about $1,000 per winter.
Wow.
So if the program
really
continues, I'm actually going to be able to pay for my batteries within the warranty period just using this program. So that changes everything.
Yeah.
There's now a return on investment for batteries, and you're now going from energy independence as a philosophy into solar and batteries as an investment.
Right.
And if it's a good investment, it'll get done, and you'll see growth just like we've seen with solar panels alone.
So you're taking in this conference today. Have you attended any of the sessions?
I have indeed.
Great. What are some of the key takeaways that you have?
I'm seeing there's more and more talk about battery storage. We had presentations focused on them last year. We have presentations focused on them this year. There was a brilliant presentation by Franken Solar on commercial investment tax credit.
Right.
And they even mentioned power control systems in that as well. So, power control systems will help commercial projects as well.
Yeah.
Yeah,
blown away. No, I definitely wanted to attend a lot of the sessions that are here, and it's been such a great day to be here, to take everything in. And so what's next for WattsUp Solar? What does the next year look like for you guys?
Well, we're just going to keep doing what we do every year.
Install?
Yeah, lots of solar panels. Hopefully we can do another 300 and maybe even beat that next year. But,
excellent. Yeah.
Getting challenging for the administrative side of things.
Yeah, that's good. Well, you're growing, a lot of interest, and word's getting out there that solar is a really great thing to invest in.
All right. Well, thank you very much.
Thank you, Jamie. All right. That's it for Jamie, and thanks again.